Welcome again, all you beautiful, wonderful YouTubers out there. This is Edward again, coming to you from the jungles of Mindanao in the Philippines. My channel is A Foreigner Escapes to the Philippines, and today's subject is going to be 5 steps, not easy steps, but 5 steps to complete and total freedom in you and your family's lives. There's a lot of crazy things, financial systems, threats of World War III, you name it, and it's the most turmoil I've ever seen in my 60 years life on this earth. These 5 points will help you and your family maybe get away from some of that, and let's have a change for the future that can really be bright for all our futures. Okay, step number 1 of 5. Get out of all debt. You've heard that a million times in your life, I'm sure. And it is a very sound statement. When you're in debt, you're a slave to that debt. You always have to make payments, and the things that you buy to get in debt even cost you more money. Because let's say you borrow money from a bank or a lending institution to buy a car or a truck. Then they force you, because it's financed on a credit, to buy insurance. And then to maintain that vehicle, you have to spend more money to maintain it. And then you have to spend more money to put fuel and oil in it. I mean, it's never ending. And if you have that money already that you've saved over the years, worked hard and saved money for that, a lot of those costs go away right away. There's financing costs on credit. So not only does it cost you more, but it makes you poorer at the same exact time. So that's a very excellent thing to do. Number 1 thing that you should do, get out of all debt completely. Take your credit cards, cut them up, burn them, whatever it takes. Good advice is to keep one card that you maintain a 0 balance monthly on it, that you might need for emergencies until you can gain a big savings of wealth where you won't need that credit card any longer. Also, there's some things that you do online that you have to have a credit card. So for now, it's prudent to keep one card with a low credit limit on it, like 1,000 to 3,000, right there. You should never really go over that 3,000 if we're talking US dollars or US dollar equivalent. It's just very, very wise. And if you have any other lines of credit, close them. There's no need to have the enticed credit there where you're going to get weak wanting something you probably don't need and spend way more money, and then you're in the debt slave system again. So get rid of those credit lines and those credit cards. One only. Then start saving. After you're getting out of debt, start saving your money, and don't save it in fiat cash. That is going in the tank real quick. I don't care what country you're from. Get rid of your fiat, which is, paper money backed by only the promises of the government or the Federal Reserve or whatever central bank. So there's many, many cases of fiat currency in the world failing. It's not money. The only true money is gold and silver, been the only true money for centuries. There's one other money that's new, and all of you out there have probably heard of it, and that's Bitcoin. Only Bitcoin. No other cryptocurrencies. Dump them, get rid of them. Only have a very secure, in your possession, custody of Bitcoin. And it's that's my third of the three assets that you should accumulate. First, number one would be gold. What I do is 50% in gold, 30% in silver, and 20% in Bitcoin. Bitcoin in the future could be used for all your electronic payments. So if you need to sell a little bit of exchange some of your gold and silver back into Bitcoin, if you need to do an online transaction with Bitcoin to purchase something, do that. But Bitcoin is deflationary asset. It's a digital. The future is digital. So if we have to, society in the world is going to digital, Bitcoin only. These CBDCs and any other form of digital there's something attached to it, like a social score where they can just take your digital money away from you. So only Bitcoin in your own custody, in all your encoded encryptions in whatever wallet that you have. So that's step number one. Step number two, stop being a slave to the system. Yes, the debt part on step number one is part of that. But stop being a slave to the system means many other things too, like using fiat cash whenever possible. Stop doing it. Stop using fiat cash. Stop using credit. Try to start bartering or start using Bitcoin as much as you possibly can in your life. Second one on that point is stop trading your hard labor. Every single day you get up early in the morning because you want to feed and care to your family. Stop trading that sacred labor that you have, that life that God has given you. Stop trading it for fake system money. That it's a debt-based system money that someone else benefits from it, and it surely is not you. So get rid of the fiat. Get a job. Get your own business started. Trade with someone for your labor for gold, silver, or Bitcoin only. Get away from the fiat money, because overnight, I guarantee you, this is my opinion, of course. I mean, there's not just me saying that. Many, many millions of people are saying the same thing. Overnight, if you're in fiat or fiat-based paper, which is stocks, bonds, all the stock market stuff, if you have retirement accounts that are just digits on a screen, all that could be gone overnight. So get out of it as soon as you possibly can and get into those hard, tangible assets. If you have to get into real estate, that's another good one, but most real estate isn't yours. Why? You're paying property taxes on it. So if you can get an allodial title on the property that you buy where no liens or no taxes can be imposed upon it, by all means do that. But 95% of property in the world today, they are taxing you, which means it's not yours, because they will take it if you stop paying your taxes. Okay, next one. In that step number two, stop participating in the slave-based system. Stop limiting your trips to the grocery store, maybe once or twice at the most per month. Start growing your own food, or start bartering with the local farmers market where you get fresh, no chemicals on your fruits and vegetables. And get away from going to the grocery store all the time. Yes, there's some niceties there and stuff that we've grown to be so spoiled with that grocery stores have available. But I'm telling you, someday those grocery stores aren't going to be available, or what is in the grocery stores are going to be, and already are, so poisonous and bad for your health. So try to re-teach yourself. Get away from manufactured, processed foods. It's killing you. It's absolutely killing you and your family. And that's the truth. You can go to any, like Dr. Berg. He's one I listen to online. He is my doctor. Dr. Berg. He's got millions of followers. What he says, I listen to the best I can for your health, for your medical needs. And last one is like grow your own food, vegetables, also chickens, meat. You know, the whole system right now is against you even eating real meat that we've ate for the dawn of time. They're trying to make us sick and vulnerable to sickness. So get out of their system, reject what they're doing. Grow your own chickens and vegetables, and bartering in your community. Like I say, barter anything that you have that you could trade for anything. Trade for your labor, trade fruits. Maybe I have a bunch of delicious fruits like mangoes that I want to trade to my neighbor that has bananas, right? Or vice versa. Just maintaining a strong community bond. That's why it's so important. Get to a place where there's even such thing anymore. Most neighbors fight each other all the time in most of the world. Why? Because it's me, my, me. Good luck with that, because eventually you're going to be alone and dead on that scenario. So get to a place in a community where you can barter with each other, maintain a friendship, protect each other. Period. That's perfect. Okay, next one of the 5-step is number 3. Just say no. Right? Like Ronald Reagan said in a commercial in the 80s, just say no to drugs. What's a drug? A drug is all this free, fake money that the governments of the world are pouring upon the people to keep them in a slave system. Just start saying no to all that they say to you. Not only drugs and all that, but what do they mostly say to you? Okay, you have to do this, you have to do that. You have to get this permit before asking for permission to them to do something that you want to do. You want to build a little garage, let's say, to provide protection from the elements of your personal mode of transportation, whatever that is, motorcycle, car, truck, whatever. So you want to build a garage. So I know it's like this in the U.S. now. Oh, you can't do that. We're talking about your own property. You know why they're saying you can't do that? Because it isn't your own property. You're leasing it from them because you don't own it. Why? You pay property tax. That's why they can force you to get a permit or a license to run a little business out of your property. Oh, you have to get a business license for that. It's like they are controlling you at every single thing you want to do in your life. Why do people submit to it? Just because everyone else says that's what you have to do? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am a robot. I am a complete idiot. I'm going to do what you say no matter what. Come on, people. Wake up. Start standing your ground and do what's right and tell them to their face, no, you have no authority over me. This is my land. If I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Simple as that. Yes, some people are going to get in entanglements, but you know what? Isn't it worth it to be free and to get out of their slave system? Well, it is for me, and that's what I've decided to do years ago when I came to the Philippines. I sold every single thing I had in the U.S., and got out. Why? Because I was not only personally threatened, but my family was threatened. And you know what? The woke society and what they're pushing on in social media and everything, even my older children and a lot of my family from the U.S. has been so brainwashed into this system of control that they think, oh, that's what you have to do. And if you don't do it, you're a bad person. Each to their own, right? If you're doing what you don't think is right in your heart and soul, why are you forcing yourself to do it? Just because they said, or because you might get in trouble? Come on. Life ain't worth living if you don't do what you think is right, in my opinion. Including to your bosses, right? Oh, man. Income tax, property tax, both illegal. Completely illegal to most of the constitutions in the world. They might say, oh, this 16th Amendment, that made income tax legal. Nope. Read all the case files that went to the Supreme Court after the 16th Amendment was ratified, and you will see very clearly Supreme Court judges said the 16th Amendment changes nothing of what the Constitution says about income tax. Income tax is only for a special group of people that are privileged. Okay, what people on this earth are privileged people? Well, privileged means that you're protected under an umbrella of some kind of whatever payments you're getting. Okay, what jobs or careers in the earth are very, very protected, and it's almost like lifelong jobs that you're never going to lose them. You're never going to get laid off. You're always going to have it. You always got great benefits, all that. Yes, working for the government. Working for the government or an official capacity in federal. So it's federal, people under the federal umbrellas. That's what the income tax applied to, not the states of that nation, not private citizens working for a private company. Do your own research. I'm just telling you the truth. It took me a long time, a lot of years to figure it out. But you know what? A lot of people will find out the truth and they'll be in denial. Oh no, that can't be true. I don't want to cause waves. I don't want to cause trouble. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to lose everything I made. You know what? So you're living a lie. Your whole life is a lie, and you're enriching criminals by not taking action and saying no and stopping it. It's your choice, right? That's freedom, choice. If you want to be a slave, okay, go for it. Okay, next one is number 4 of 5 steps to complete freedom. Go to a place you can survive. There's many places in this earth that you can survive where you can grow things 12 months out of the year, including chickens, pigs, cows, all the fruits and vegetables, have wonderful neighbors. You can get out in the wilderness of tropical areas or forest areas. It doesn't matter. You can go and find somewhere that you can survive with your family and be a part of a community with like-minded people. Like-minded people means do no harm to others, protect those who are like-minded to you so you can have a group valuing each other, bartering your labor to each other, like the Amish do in the U.S., right? And I'm sure there's other groups around the world that are similar to the Amish. You know, they didn't have a problem during the lockdown periods. Why? Because they said no. That's right. It's your God-given right to say no if you think you're being threatened. your life and your family's life. So not only get a place where your family can survive, but also including medical, right? Go somewhere where you can get the medical supplies that you need at a very low cost, and you can get extra stocks like penicillin, amoxicillin, amoxiclav, anything that you want that takes a prescription. In most countries, I'm in a place where you don't need a prescription. You can go to the pharmacies and get it. Like I say, I'm in the middle of jungle. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Just small communities, and there's pharmacies everywhere. I'm just saying. Be prepared, be ready for you and your family to survive, because things are going to get bad. And all these massive cities and all these first world countries that are so spoiled and used to a certain kind of life, that's the places that's going to get the worst, because they're going to give up the quickest. And if give up meaning suicides, people with their entire world is turned upside down. A lot of times, if they don't have a strong faith, they're going to take themselves out. It's sad, but that's what happens when you're not paying attention and learning and teaching. Always learn. You should be learning always, non-stop learning your entire life. Why? So you can be prepared to help yourself and others, especially your family. Okay, the last and final point. Number 5, create a better place. We're talking about community, getting that place where all those things are possible, and then start bartering and knowing your neighbors and friends. And that's why my Filipino wife, I know a lot of the neighbors here and try to maintain a friendship with all of them. And my wife, we have neighbors coming over all the time to our little Sari store here, and they're trading, bartering fruits and vegetables to us for products in our store, or sometimes they'll just bring over stuff and leave it, and just as a gift, and that's good neighbor stuff right there. I mean, delicious food they've made, or there's so many things. I mean, if they need tools back and forth, and that kind of stuff. That's a great community that helps each other out. It's awesome. I mean, reinvent yourself. Get yourself out of the criminal system. Which is, you have to have a completely different state of mind. It's good to have a grounding. Like we were talking in a very popular video that everyone really liked on my channel, is the interview with my father-in-law, Lilibeth's father, right? Of how he was in an arranged marriage for years, and how they grew to love each other. Of course, they didn't love each other right away. Even my marriage, I said I was married to Lilibeth within under 3 months. We had a lust to each other, yeah. I mean, a physical attraction, there's no doubt about that. But a real love, appreciation of love and care to each other, and having a family, and getting used to each other and all that all comes with time. And that's what arranged marriage does too. That all comes with time. You grow to love each other. And as long as you have a faith that you can go by, I guarantee it's going to work good. That's why you have to have a faith in your parents, which you should. They've worked their fingers to the bone for you, cared to you, raised you, everything. And it comes to the point where the boys carry on that father's name, and the girls give a little payback with a big dowry that a man is going to pay to the parents as to give their child to that man for a great future with him. So it's a completely different way of thinking. Get yourself out of the ways of the world. I mean it. It's heading for a massive destruction. Get your head different. You've been brainwashed from school and from social media. I beg you, before it's too late, get away from it and completely reinvent yourself. Do no harm to others. That's how you can create a better place. Whatever it is, you're doing no harm, which means you're not stealing from anyone else. What is governments doing to us? They're stealing. They're making us, they're trying to force and make us pay fines, fees, permits, licenses, taxes, all this stuff, right? To enrich their own little system. They're doing harm to the people that they're taking this money from. Do no harm to others should be the number one thing. The second thing from do no harm to others is defend with your life the innocent. And the innocent, to me, is children. Children, complete innocent. You should do whatever it takes. If you ever see a child in need or in distress or in danger, to give your life for that child, to save it, to care for it, even if it's not your blood. It doesn't matter. Just always remember that. It's your duty, in my opinion, to protect the innocent. And the last thing on the number 5 point is teach others. Teach others mutual respect of natural law and cooperation and the rule of law, rule of common law and common founding fathers' constitutions, and the God-given inalienable rights that God has given you. That's the basic bottom line. And if you can complete majority of this stuff, these 5 steps in your life, you're going to be very happy. You know, the huge burden that just the number 1, getting out of debt. You realize the burden that's lifted from your shoulders? It's a feeling you'll never forget if you ever get into that position. Maybe a lot of you, I'm sure, already know that. So anyways, this is getting to be a long one. Sorry, but I think these 5 steps are really important. Take care. Love you guys. Just join me back. Subscribe and like if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And so long.